That's a boulder. Now they go out the front. Anyway, I just like heard so much noise behind me. I'm like, what the heck was that? Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get to reading. We're gonna start the first few minutes off with the charger plugged in because I overslept today and my phone completely died. So we are boxing it right now. Hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully somebody comes on and can let me know if y'all can hear me. Oh Jesus, why is it so low? Hey Becky. All right. I forgot the bell, so I don't want to go in, especially now that our chicken friends have crossed the front. Um, I guess they're mad because my dad only cut the grass today. At least it looks like it. Or maybe he cut it yesterday. I have no idea. I didn't come out yesterday. Okay, I'm done. Oh my gosh. Wow. What a time we live in. Also yesterday, hold on, I think I'm gonna have to switch you out. Um, it's going to rain here. We are very, very cloudy, which I'm happy for. But unfortunately, with my light sensitivity, I still have to wear sunglasses, even when it's super cloudy like this. I blame COVID. I was not this, well, I couldn't do fluorescent lighting before COVID, but as I got older, I couldn't do fluorescent lighting. And being a teacher really sucked because I didn't know that was fluorescent lighting. And so I just started developing migraines, not knowing where they were coming from. And well, hello. Hold on, let me make sure I have do not disturb on. And now I do. My children should be coming soon on the bus. But yeah, it is definitely cloudy. The fact that there's no sun whatsoever, like beaming in my face, is fantastic. But I was like, let me come on before it rains because it feels like it hasn't yet, and it feels really heavy, like water pregnant. Like you can feel moisture, not humidity, but moisture in the air. So it's like, okay. All right. So uh, I don't have the bell. Um, but I will tell you, because I try to be honest on this page. Like I said, I don't try to peddle hope. I don't try to, not tell the truth about what I see, how I feel, etc. But listening to Libby's reading last night or the night before, I can't remember. It's just been a blur. Listening to it on one of these past couple days about the HR bill on completely defunding the Federal Reserve, I will tell you, for the first time in well over a year, I felt terrified. I truly, truly, truly felt terrified. So I want to look into that just to see what we're looking at because um, the American society is still fairly asleep. It's like, when will government do something? I don't know why we don't understand at this point, a year and a half in, that is when will you do something? More than a poster parade every 3 months. When will you do something? When will you demand? Like it literally just happened. She was talking about Bolivia, right? In the previous, in a different video, Libby was talking about Bolivia, how Bolivia's president was found to have not been legitimate, to have been imposed by America, and the people said, "Oh hell no!" And now that guy is in hiding. because the people did something. Um, I don't understand why reading history after history, story after story, the truth or even fabricated, it always came down to the people doing something. It always does. And on top of that, too, it always comes down to the youth because their parents don't do shit. So if you're a 30, 40, 50-year old, can we change the story, please? Can we make it where it doesn't have to be our children sacrificing their lives? I'm just saying, can we do something other than go, oh my God, can somebody do something? And I know, I won't even call it privilege. I know as a Black woman, the fact that I am sitting this out as far as like physically, but I'm showing up every day. I'm still doing something and I'm still putting my life out there because I'm still talking in great opposition. Other people are just not saying anything more than on a comment. So while comments themselves are kind of dangerous, um, especially in this regime that is crawling and scouring every bit of the internet looking for us, the ones they inaccurately label the radical left or the terrorists or whatever, instead of the actual real patriots of this country who are trying to save this country, because they have ended up co-opting the words that mean exactly what we're doing as if it's their branding when they're breaking everything, such as calling everything liberty when it's all about stripping it, calling everything patriotic when it's all about being the absolute opposite of it, when it's about talking about heritage when it isn't following heritage, because the heritage of the American people, whether people were branded as American or not, I'm talking indigenous, I'm talking African, I'm talking Chinese, I'm talking everybody, right? Um, the American spirit is to fight any oppression. That's heritage. You don't fight for oppression. Confederacy was not heritage. That was not the American spirit. Confederacy was not oppression. Confederacy was the fight for the right to human traffic and to have essentially what became the Epstein class, but as a race based thing versus a gender thing for the most part. So when I say I was genuinely scared, scared was not the word. It was literally terrified. I could feel the terror coursing through my body and piercing into my spirit because we're so damn close to this. We're so damn close to this. They have been chipping at everything. Um, and Jerome Powell is like, I never got around to reading him. Uh, he was literally the last line of what I told y'all and what many others have said, but what I told y'all was the goal. And it was the absolute destruction of America. Not just as we know it, but period. It's 100-year plan. It goes back to Elon's granddaddy and the cronies he was with. No, I can't, Loki. Please read the room. Um, Let me pull off of that. Hold up. Subscribers, 20 minutes. Sorry, I was a little late. I got excited by the chickens. Let me put that back up. Okay. So, it just bugs the hell out of me that it takes things to hit other people for them to care. And one of the things that I saw, because someone had said something about Black people or Black women, and listen, it's really not a race thing. I think it's honestly a spiritually cultural thing. Uh, Black people are just wired to care because they are one of the keepers of the earth. And all keepers of the earth look out for each other. Look at the tribal nations. For the most part, they look out for other people, not just themselves. This individuality is the European curse. It just is. But I don't think it was just in Europe, because the Mongols came from somewhere, right? Um, but there's something about that because, like I said, I don't think it's just Europe because there's the Irish. It's honestly like look at whomever the British people hated. That lets you know who were the tribal people. That lets you know who were the real people. Whoever the British hated, they hated the Irish, they hated the Scottish, they hated really the Welsh people too. Um, and they hated women. And they bring that shit over here. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get this tripod. I'm doing the wrong thing. Doing the wrong thing. Look at whoever British men hated. Exactly, the pagans. Look at whoever they hated. Whomever was the target of their hate. And you're finding the keepers of the earth. And I don't know where they come from. I don't know where they come from. And I don't mean just people born in Britain. I'm talking about literally the ugly ass people. Y'all seen them paintings. Those are not good looking people. And it's interesting because you look all across the world and those were good looking people. If you look at like the wild haired red girls, right? The curly hairs, the wild women, those are good looking people. But some about those King Charles looking people, I'm sorry, them are ugly people. They're just ugly. That's why you know Harry's not one of them. And Harry should be elated, even though it should hurt him, but at least he should know that his mother had love at some point. At some point. Um, I don't know. That was like three different rants in one. I'm not on my Adderall, y'all. And I'm waiting for my female time to start at any moment. So it's taking me out. So anyway, the other day, uh, yeah, we're gonna. Can somebody give me the HB number? You can just glance at Libby's headings because she put the HB number in there, the House bill, because I want to read on that directly. Uh, but it terrified the shit out of me because I'm like, we're too damn close. We are too damn close for this. They are ramping up, and I don't understand why Jerome Powell couldn't just wait a little bit longer because that bill has in the wording to disband the board, and he stepped down from being the chair to get onto the board. I mean, I get it. He's like 84, 85 years old. However, what did he know that we didn't know that he thought that was enough time to wait? What did he think was going to happen before he actually stepped down? I guess we're going to go back to reading on Jerome Powell. Hopefully, we can get to him today. What is this? April? Shoot, let me get to May. Uh, did anyone get that HB number? Okay. Sorry. I don't know. The fear of it is like legit because my eyes immediately started watering. Like, it absolutely terrified me. And it's really not because of what she was saying. I mean, it was, but it wasn't. Because she was saying she sees them folding and allowing it to happen. Um, I mean, Don, they are panicking. That's why I think the terror is real, is because they got rid of the guy who was slowing them down, basically. So I once read, and I couldn't find it again. It's like it just disappeared off the face of the earth. But I once read that one of the main reasons, Peter T, Peter T created Pay Not Your Pal was to do exactly that, which was to destroy the financial system. And if you understand, pay to the T, pay, pay not pal, um, led the way for digital currency, right? It led the way for digital currency because before pay not pal, we used to have to go to the bank in person. We used to have to like deposit our checks in person. Like we used to have to do things in person. But that new technology, um, which they latched onto eBay at the time, was legitimized, but then also, again, because of the cost of convenience, took away our independence in a way with the money that we hold in our hand and gave them the power to control it, right? Think about the fact that so much more corruption and identity theft and all that stuff has happened since because our money went digital. It's almost as if the the grift of it is not, can I steal your money because I want your money, but it's really, can I do that? Oh, can I absolutely digitally, remotely control everything? I wouldn't be surprised to find out these robbers and whomever um, were employed by these people. And that's why they go and grab every hacker, because it's not to create protections, it's to learn how to circumvent protections that are also put in place. It's all storytelling is the truth of it. It's like what I feel is it's all a story. What is real? Um, and so that's where I have to connect to this spiritual thing because it feels more real than not, than real life in a way. But it's also like, if we're in the Truman Show, is that also manufactured? I don't know. I don't want to go that far, so I'm just gonna stop there. But it really calls into question what is real, what is real, what's defined as real, and what fits that definition. Um, it does a lot for me that I don't want it to do. Is it a trap? That's great. We understand there's lots of traps, right? We read on it and we've seen it. There are lots of traps that are in place, but I don't need these people to be like the police. The police show up after the crime. They don't stop the murder happens. They don't stop the essay happens. They're only there to help clean up, supposedly, after the crime. They don't stop the domestic violence. They don't stop any single crime. Like, there's no crime that the police officers actually stop. So, I don't want traps to be that ineffective. I want traps to be like, you tried it. We got enough evidence from you trying it. Let's grab it. Not you've done it. I don't need you've done it. I need you tried it. I need them to be stopped at the try that proves their intent. But I don't need it done. You know what I mean? Like if they, let's take a movie thing. If they hack the thing and the money's on the way, I need the trap to go, you can't grab this money. I'm putting it back. But now we have the intent, the ISP, Internet Service Provider, ISP. Like we have everything we need to tie it back to you. That's no. I. This is not a crime you can allow them to complete, though, Don. That's my point. You can't allow them to actually complete this crime of disbanding the Federal Reserve because that throws the entire country into crisis. Because now our money doesn't mean shit. Because that's the point. It's not about money. The dollar is a figment of imagination made real, but it actually holds no value other than what we assign it. So when they determine that, okay, now we're moving to crypto, the majority of us don't have crypto. You get my point? So it's like, I don't care about the damn trap if it's going to let it happen. The trap needs to go, stop it midway. Like that's what I want. Like, please stop it midway. Like stop it where I got enough evidence of what your intent was who you are and how it was done. Now, let's go. I don't want you to be able to oust Massey. Let's put it that way, right? Because now it's after the fact. Now I have to go and prove this stuff. Now I have to have the money and the wherewithal to actually fight it. Now I have to, you get what I'm saying? So now I have to mop it up, but my jar's still broken, or I still don't have my favorite perfume or whatever just happened, So even an after the crime thing means I never get back what I want or what I had. Basically, think of the East Wing. We don't get that back. Hey, babes, I think the door's open. Can you go in my room and get my bowl and bring me a napkin, please? Just in case it's not, but yeah. You get where I'm going with that? I get trapped, right? But at the same time, it's like I don't understand why we would let them get that far. you know, because let's put it this way: if 2024 was a trap, which it was, because apparently it was, right? So if it was a trap to show things, they just didn't know how much they were catching in the trap, which I understand because I've been doing that every single month. It's like, what? 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 This goes deeper. This goes wider. There's more people. And I'm like, there can't be this many people. And lo and behold, and lo, absolutely there are. What? And then those that are not real criminals are fake bots. Like, what are we doing? But anyway, so with 24 being a trap and them not understanding that when they went fishing for bass, they also caught a great white. I get that. You're panicking because a great white is on your line. If you fall in the water, you're his food, not the other way around. Or you wouldn't eat a great white, hopefully. But look at all we can't get back now because of that trap. Look at the many people who are missing, the children who have been touched, the women who are now pregnant, the kids who are now pregnant, the women who have lost their jobs, their houses, the things that they worked so hard for. Um, all the death, the destruction, the disease, the starvation. Look at, you forgot my bell. You don't see it? You know the little thing you played with? My bowl? Bring me that though, because my face is dirty. Um, Thank you, sir. There's so much that can't be undone because of the trap, you know. But and like Don, I get it. Like, listen, logically, I get all that shit, but I don't get it. I don't get it. Why do we have to wait for the rich people who are the last people to be touched? To be touched. Ain't nobody come here to be collateral damage. Like, no, I came here to live my life. My purpose is not to be played with. Like, that's not why I came here. Anyway, hold on. I got to blow my nose. I don't know. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. So, like I said, I just had a genuine moment of terror. Um, so I had to distract myself. I was like, I should go live, and I'm like, I'm getting a migraine though, so I couldn't because I want to work it out. Did anybody get the HB number? Yeah, but here's the thing too. Thank you. Here's the thing too with that. That is, there are so many who can't get water. There's so many who can't get food. Like people who can't store shit. I don't have any money, none, to be able to prepare. I don't. And that's scary as well, you know? I don't know. And then it's like, oh, rely on food pantries and shit. I went to one when we didn't have the SNAP, and I'm grateful they gave out stuff, but that stuff is still in my car because it's like, what am I supposed to do with this? Um, they gave out 6 cans of vegetables. Some of them are vegetables I don't eat, and then they gave out 2 frozen chicken. I gave it to my mom because she knows how to. Um, I have no idea. Of course, I need to learn, but I would rather go vegan, to be honest. I'd rather just be an eggetarian, whatever that is. And unfortunately, if we get to the point where we have to get chicken eggs from under chicken butts, I will just be a vegetarian. Like I'm not made out for the home life on the ranch. I don't kill cows. I eat beef. Like to me, I have a dissociation there that works for me. Otherwise, you know, I didn't realize I had autism until like recently, but I would go through moments where I would not eat meat because just the thought of it made me sick. Ugh. Oh my god, it's flesh, you know. And I would just eat French fries. How could I not know? uh, yeah, gas is ridiculous, but it's like it's all designed to break us, and it's working. It's working. So I want to see if they'll be successful with the HB. I'm gonna have to put you guys on pause or something so I can go look this thing up. I meant to write it down before I hit record. I just don't like the smell, the touch, the thought of where it comes from, like all of that. And then there's a lot of places like for Lent. I used to give up beef for Lent, right? So I wouldn't go to like McDonald's or anything like that. And then when I tried it afterwards, I was like, this shit ain't real. You just taste like every individual grain, and you're like, grain is not grain is not real meat. Like, what is this? And then when I learned about pink sludge, I was like, oh my fucking goodness. Like, that's what that shit is. Oh my God. And then, like, the chicken, this is why I won't watch some documentaries about this stuff because it's like, look, y'all, I can't afford to be Miss Organic, Miss Pure, and even that shit is fake a lot of times if you're not growing it yourself. So it's like I can't afford to be Miss Farmers Market Shopper. Like I can't afford that right now. And I know that verbiage is not helpful, but it's still reality. Um, but anyway, so I didn't watch some documentaries. Like I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I'll know when I can afford to know. I don't want to know. Um. Anyway, it's it's interesting. Like when I can move to Costa Rica, I don't even need to know that because I'll just be eating off the land or whatever I can figure out. When I move to another country that doesn't allow for people to poison their people with food, then I can just release worrying about it. All right. So why am I putting this here? I wrote this in the wrong place. Oh, I never read on David Axelrod. He went to Canada and he worked with Obama. I don't think I ever read on David Axelrod. Um, who was James Blair? Oh, that was somebody that has been released on society over the contest. Because I remember that post. Huh. All right, let me move these people forward because I don't know. Now, that said, while just right after I had my panic moment, and it actually quelled my panic because then it evoked my curiosity, um, Cash sprang up in my head, and I don't know what that's about. I don't know what that's about. And I'm like, why is Cash here? Why do I see his face very clearly? Anyway, so did we ever read on Tulsi? I had her name Solo. I don't know if I ever did go back and read on her. Um, why do I have Joe Rogan written down? There's a lot of people I did not cover that were on my list back in April. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to go through my April notes and make that another day. Uh, da, 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 da. Racism is is expensive. It is, but it's also the point. It's also the point. And I know people don't want to believe that. Actually, it's the twins. But even the gender thing is the younger twin. Let's put it that way. Um, because again, it's because of those UK people, not even UK people, the British people, largely the British people, that put women second to men, literally canonized it with their church shit. Um, because I remember looking at the order of things, and it was like men and the different layers of men, different hierarchy of men. Then it was the children. Then it was the livestock. Then it was like crystals and rock and land. Then it was women. I was like, this is some bullshit because that's not how it was made. If you want to go by the Bible of the world was made first, like how the world was made first, and the animals got here before man. So it would be land, animals, man, woman, and even then, I think that's flipped. I think it's woman then man because men come from women, or it was tandem, or it was tandem. It's like I'm gonna give you both. It's not. I think you need a helpmate. That sounds stupid. If you made animals first, then you know how you want them to propagate. So therefore, you would not go. You know what? Well, you know what's missing. Um, I think if anything, the you know what's missing is the third leg because that looks like such an afterthought. You can sculpt this man, make him so beautiful. Thigh muscles, tight glutes, washboard abs, pectorals that dance, wonderful face. And then you give him a third leg, and it's like, what is this? There's like no care put into it whatsoever. Whereas a woman is just sculpted with time. So it's just something's weird. If anything, I think it's that way around. All right, so yeah, there was a gosh, I'm glad I write things down now. This was a good little thing to grab. This little book, but um, I don't blame Constantine because the Anglo Saxons had their problems. Period. Like when you learn about the history of England, it was just rape and pillage, rape and pillage, rape and pillage over and over again. So no, I can't blame Constantine on that one. That's just the introduction of Christianity. But according to the way these men were always working, it was going to always be a thing. And I can even take it to whoever came across the Neanderthals. Because there's a reason the Neanderthals pretty much got wiped out of existence, yet their DNA lives in European descent people. I mean, that would be interesting. It doesn't live in black people, unless black people are mixed with European descent, because that's what happened when we got to plantations. That's why I have 20% European blood. Tracks back to the rapists. Um, There's something about that damn island. To be honest, I think there's something about that island. And on top of that, how close was the island of England for people to easily traverse it during migration? There are a lot of questions. It's like okay, if I had the luxury and time to be an anthropologist, I would. I actually love studying people. Um, I would totally be an anthropologist because I find it fascinating the migrations of people and why did they happen and what happened as a result of. Like we never learn about the island of Mu, I think it is, but it was an island off of Japan, and it was an island that was very diverse. It had people from Africa, it had people from Asia, mostly. So it's mostly people from Africa and Asia. There's a third one. I think I want to say Greek, so Middle Eastern, basically. And then it got submerged. It's like humanity is similar to the dinosaurs, is that several of them get wiped out over and over and over again. But the island of Mu existed well over 10,000 years ago. And this was known since the 90s. Because I remember watching a talk that was given by this, I don't know what he was, professor or something. He was giving a talk, and it was in front of black people too. So this was in the 90s, like 95 or something. And he was talking about, oh, and then this research got squashed. It was like in, not National Geographic, it was something similar to that. And it got squashed. And they were talking about how Africans, especially the Kingdom of Mali, were trading with the Mexicans. And by Mexicans, we're talking about the Americas because Mexico was the Americas, right? So we're not talking about Cancun and all that shit. We're talking about the actual United States before it got colonized and stolen and through violence, pestilence, and cunning. And I won't even say cunning because that implies intelligence. Um, I would say access to knowledge because, like the Europeans that came over here were able to trick one particular tribe into thinking that they were sent. Now, mind you, the tribes were having dreams about these people. They were having dreams of this white thing coming over. I don't know if it's white man or I forgot how they say it, but they had the dreams of white people coming, and some were trying to issue the warning, and they weren't listening to the warning. Uh, but also, they were welcome because people welcome people except for these particular Europeans. And again, I'm not talking Irish, Scottish, Welsh. I'm literally talking about Britain, Spain, those people. But I think it was whoever went over there. And but the Mexicans were trading with the Mali thousands of years before Columbus even set foot anywhere near the Americas. And he actually landed in Haiti and immediately killed the Haitians because they didn't have gold. The Haitians were like, "What are you talking about? What's gold?" And he immediately kills the Haitians. Oh, because of what I'm talking about, likely. Let me see. Let me see. We're gonna get into it. Anyway, all right. Libby always talks about sound issues when she's talking about things. So I think it's really them because when I do playback or whatever, I don't hear sound issues for me. But okay. So, um, oh, we got enough battery. All right, let's make it do what it does. I was gonna say he never bought me the thing. He did. I was waiting on it. Okay. Yeah. I'm just saying our history is not what we were taught. And Black people don't necessarily have it right either. They're like, we're the original indigenous people. I'm like, that's not it either. But we did get here a lot earlier. So we were mixing because we were sharing and we were trading. And that's how iron got over here. That's how corn got over there. So history is amazing, like real history. But we don't learn it. We have to learn that it's the white people who were the explorers. It's the white people who figured out how to make boats and get across. No, they learned from brown people. They learned from India. They learned from Africans all over that continent. You know, like calculus was not made up by Newton because he went and studied with the Indians who were already teaching him that math. He just wrote it down and put it together because, you know, and then you learn that they say Africans were not one of the first writers. It's like Sumeria and 5 other places, but that's a lie. Africans absolutely had writing. They destroyed it. Some of it was absorbed into the Greek because the Greeks took some Africans as slaves. And Medusa was actually an African woman who had her hair like this. So they made the story about her having snakes and stuff. It's just, and Aphrodite, and it's a lot of stuff that's stolen and appropriated and rewritten and rebranded, and not just from us, but from other people, you know. So it's just really interesting because media is the most insidious thing ever, and that's books, radio, television, movies. They perpetuate over and over again the lie that white people are the heroes of the earth when some white people are, like our wild women and the men they raised. But then the ones who are Lewis and Clark and all that shit, it's like you ain't discovered nothing. It already existed. And then they didn't do that by themselves. It was a man, I don't remember his name, but it was a black man who helped with the language for the Native Americans. So it's like we're erased from every single story. And so it's like, what did y'all do? What did y'all do? And that's why we have racism perpetuated, because real history is not taught. Real stories aren't shown. And neither is humanizing stories. Like, for instance, the movie with the Singaporeans, what's that movie? It's one of my favorite, Crazy Rich Asians. It's one of my favorite stories. Um, that movie did so much for Asians in showing universal themes of love and not feeling good enough and having issues with mom and, you know, mother-in-law, whatever. But it humanized Asians for a lot of people. And that's so important. I bet you can't name one single black love movie that's Cinderella style or whatever. I bet you can't. Not one that hit the box office. Because showing people in love is humanizing. But no, you can name a movie where a black person was a slave, a black person was a criminal, a black person was a drug addict, a black person was, um, you know, like sleazy or whatever, easy. You can name all of that, single mom, etc. You can name all that. Deadbeat dad, you can name all that. But you can't name one where they had a Cinderella type of love that was box office. Remember the Titans is not a love story. Not directly. All men's stories do tend to be love stories, but not directly. And you rarely ever see them like in love. Rarely. It's a common phenomenon. Dwayne Rock Johnson talked about it. He's like, you never see me in a love story with a person who looks like me or is a black person or anything. You never see anything humanizing of black people. Never. Unless white people are the savior, such as, what's that movie with the football boy and Sandra Bullock? And then it turned out they were actually extorting this man for money. The Blind Side. They didn't actually adopt him. They extorted him for money. They took his they took his money. He met this black woman. He fell in love with her. Once they got married, all of this got exposed because she started telling. She's like, no, she protected him. You can't name one. And that's on purpose. All right. Hispanic people are almost the same way. I'm trying to think if there was a big love story that came out, such as Crazy Rich Asians. Not box office. Mm-mm. You'll get the fetishizing, you know, of interracial relationships. There's nothing wrong with them, but those you might get. But even still, mm-mm. So Dwayne Mark Johnson talked about it. Denzel Washington, um, he had to say no to a lot of roles that tried to put him with a white woman as his love interest. Devil with a Blue Dress, he did do that one, but you rarely see him doing that anymore. I don't want interracial because interracial has become acceptable. I'm saying just well, we'll say monoracial, but I don't mean interracial. And it's usually still white savior type of stuff. You can't name it. You can't name one. And it's very clear. And like I write movies and I'm very cognizant of the storytelling I want to do is with Black women being loved, not struggle love, just regular love, and loving back and being safe in love. And I would get, oh, we already have one movie about a Black woman being in love. It's it's based on a real life story. Okay, so you don't have a fictional one, but you already have one. Meanwhile, there were 4 movies about minors, like people literally like mining, being trapped. There were 4 movies about minors done in 1 year. I hated having my eyes open these last 5 years, last 14 if we start with Trayvon Martin, and seeing that racism was pervasive. I just hate having my eyes open. I miss my ignorance and my innocence and the illusion. Um, I do miss it. Like I I just wish people can be people and just be people. Okay. That said, let's get to it. You don't have to apologize for shit. Like, no, like seriously. I don't like apologies. I like action. But you don't have to apologize. It's not like you actually put the systems in place. Um, but our work when we see them is to try to fix them. And that's all we can do. And it's not even big systems, it's small things. It's like locally. Because the ripple effect is huge. I mean, that's how all this got put in place in the first place. It started with ripples and then got to be really insidious, right? So that seems to be my word of this administration is insidious. But the same thing can happen else in other ways. Here we go. Um, you make small ripples as well, you know, acknowledging, absolutely. But it's also just doing stuff from a place of compassion and not apology. Like there's a difference because apology kind of feels almost like tolerance, you know. I don't like tolerance. Tolerance means I'm better than you. This is how I see it. I actually did a TED talk on it. But tolerance means I'm better than you. But I accept that you can do things. Like you can be, no, I said the word accept. So that's not what it is. Tolerance is I'm better than you. You still get to exist though. Acceptance is I do things differently. You do things differently. And we both get to exist, you know? So acceptance is way better than tolerance. So acknowledging, yeah, I see the system. And that's what's one of the things for me with Ashley St. Clair. Let's bring it back to politics here for a second. Well, for this period. Um, and I made a video on it, but one of the things that so, chipped away at my apprehension about St. Clair was her acknowledgement of her ignorance towards not just Black people, but systems of oppression and systems of oppression that have benefited her. And I was like, okay, girl, you're really doing the work. And she's not just, oh, I acknowledge it. She went out and read the work. I have several friends like that who went out and did the reading of it. You know, that's the work. The work is acknowledge and then take action. And so her action, now I don't see her doing things for Black people or whatever, but again, she's not going to put that out there. And I have a problem with that, not with her, but just with that in general, is that how we villainize people doing good things out loud and then complain that people are doing bad things out loud. That doesn't make sense. Girl, I would never go to Alabama. Excuse me, forget Alabama. I would never. I went once because we had to go pick up my fiance's son, and she had moved to Alabama. And I said, don't ever take me to the state again. You know, just seeing all that racial stuff as a kid, like just from movies, Mississippi burning, and then knowing that they call Birmingham, and then just hear, oh, no, no, never. Those are two states I will never go to, ever go to. And I had a desire to do a 50 state tour. I will never go to that one ever again. Like, it's like how I will never go to Australia. I would go to Australia before I go to Alabama and Mississippi because my thing with Australia is just fear, right? Fear of the 80% of the world's most dangerous animals they have, right? That's my thing, fear. But Alabama and Mississippi, no, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. We haven't actually started reading, so don't worry about it. It's been about like 50 minutes. I'm sorry, y'all, to put all this up in here. Yes. But and here's the thing, because a lot of people are like, oh my God, Black people are sitting up. When are y'all going to stand up? It's like, y'all haven't been paying attention. Black women, especially, have been standing up and saving this damn country over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And one of the things that was huge, was a huge painting of that for me, was I think it was the Alabama governor or something race. Like years ago, 4 years, 6 years, something ago. And I remember just seeing this long line of Black women and, you know, Black men too. But like they walked from a church or something to the polls. Um, and because the white people wouldn't do it, like they just wouldn't show up, they wouldn't vote or, you know, whatever. And so these Black women, especially, were able to keep that governor out of Alabama. Um, I did, Sonny. Yeah, because they had just put it in the chat. I don't know if you're in the chat. If you're still in TikTok, get in the chat, girl. But anyway, so when I say Black people are tired, like, I mean, just think about it. They've been doing this, I mean, since slavery days, really, but especially since after slavery days, because they got their rights, they were able to vote, they were able to get married. Like they kept them from being married because they didn't want marriage, they didn't want Black people to build wealth and family wealth. And after 1865, some people immediately got married. Like literally, you're free. They went and got married immediately, you know, because it protects, it solidifies the family. And it's a right. I'm a full human. I have a husband. I have a wife, you know, so that was fantastic. And then like 10 years after, people started buying land because they saved up to buy their land. And it's like, oh no, you can't have wealth. After like right after that, I don't know how many years it took, but Black people started getting on political seats, you know? So they started becoming senators or House reps or whatever. And it's like, no, 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 we can't have that. We can't have that. And that's when Jim Crow came, because it was like, no, we got to put y'all back in your place. It's like, why? Because you see these people who had no advantage, and within 10 years, they're doing things that you don't even do in your lifetime back in the day, right? Or you see them being able to compete with you, or you see them being able to speak to you face to face. They don't have to get off the sidewalk. They don't have to defer to you. They don't have to keep their head bowed. all of a sudden it's like, holy crap, no, 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 no. We can't have you being my equal. And so they put things in place to not be equal. I'm just talking about the simple, like if you watch, okay, the first or second episode of Finding My Roots, which is that DNA thing by James, whatever his name is. I can't remember his name. His name might not even be James, but it was on PBS or something like that. And it's Finding My Roots. And I saw the one with John Lewis. Oh my God, it had me boohoo crying because his people immediately got married and then they got land, and it was so beautiful. Um, and that's why John Lewis was who he was. That's why at 16 or 17, he's like, hey, Dr. King, let me be with you. Because in his family's lifetime, his mother was not able to vote, but his grandmother was. It's crazy. It's just crazy how much these systems are made specifically to keep Black people down. And then everybody gets the benefit from the fight. And nobody understands that the Black struggle is their struggle too. DEI is everything. It is disabled. It is gender. It is gender identity. It is religion. It is non-religion. It is everything. DEI is everything that is not the textbook white able-bodied American male who claims he's a Christian, because we know it's all Christian claiming. It's not real, because if it was real, we wouldn't be here. So it's all a claim. Um, and or at least their idea of what Christianity is just doesn't make any fucking sense, because Jesus was a Jew, but a Middle Eastern Jew at that, a brown one at that, and the guy they worship is blonde and blue-eyed. That's a reason why I had a problem with that Chris Bledsoe stuff, because he's like, the white lady, the lady in white, she's blonde and blue-eyed. I was like, they're not that. That's a defect. I won't get into it. It's like brown and Black is beautiful. Like, I love seeing white people with dark hair because it is such a contrast and it's such a framing. You don't get washed out. Your face is framed. It's like stunning. I love seeing them in the red hair. Like, I love everything but blonde. I'm not into blonde unless that's their natural thing. And you can tell when it's a natural thing. But it's like, who sold that blonde was the thing? And blonde washes so many people out. It's blue eyes remind me of huskies, like especially the ice blue ones. I'm like, you look like a dog. It's weird. That's just my weird take. That's my weird take, girls. Like, don't be like, oh my gosh, she hates. I don't hate y'all. I'm just like, oh, it's weird. I love green eyes and hazel eyes and brown eyes. Oh my God, brown eyes that change colors is like so amazing, so expressive. Um, I don't know. I think like the way we're born is good enough. I don't know. And then nobody's like, they've created, okay, as insidious as racism is, sexism is the younger twin, right? So it's like creating a world where women are never happy with themselves was like one of the worst things ever, because it's like people with straight hair want curly hair. People with curly hair want straight hair. People who are thin want to be thicker. People who are thicker want to be thin. It's just like, are you ever satisfied? Are you ever? Girl, karma. Oh my God. Were you on when I talked about how my biological sperm donor, because that's what he was. He raped my mom. I never met him. I'm 46. Thankfully, I never met him. But he hijacked my mediumship reading that I had with Mel, my mentor right now, and he hijacked it. And I was so pissed because he's like, I just want to apologize. I was like, I don't give a fuck about your apology. I don't care about your apology. Classism is not as insidious because classism is traversable. I think I'm saying the right word. You can move up and down that ladder. And you can do that simply by pretending. That's why so many, for instance, white guys do get away with being pretenders. you know? Like if you look at Tony Robbins was trash. I won't say trash, but like to a rich white person, it was absolute trash. The guy pretended. You know, the salesmen, the people who make their money in sales back in the day, like the vacuum guys or whatever, they were able to traverse their places because they pretended. If you look at, I mean, technically it was a one night stand, but it was a drug induced one night stand for me. And my mom remembers the exact date. It is like, dude, you could have told me this before I was 39. Now I understand why you hate me. I thought I said, girl, he hijacked it. Oh my God. I'll share it with you. I'll actually share my reading with you. I didn't say that out loud, but I have it. So I'll share my reading with you. And I boohoo cried the entire time. We haven't even read anything, Sue, so you haven't missed anything. We've been live for 60 minutes. I might need to like stop this video and then move to the reading because we haven't actually gotten to the reading. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I'll stop this one and then we'll move to a reading one because an hour is a long time to get into. Oh no, we talk about some heavy shit in this beginning. Because and it started with Libby's reading on the House bill. Oh, that'll give me time to go look at what the House bill number is because I need that number so I can focus on it when we read it. But yeah, he hijacked my thing. Oh my God, I was crying the whole time. Girl, I was so mad, Sean, because he showed up 3 times. I'm like, okay, and she's like, can you validate it? I'm like, I can validate nothing about my biological. Okay, I'm telling you this now. Okay, 1846. Why that number? Hey, D Moore. Why that number? Why is 1846? Because they choose numbers very specifically. Why that number? What happened in 1846? I don't know about. Is that when? No, because that's before emancipation. What happened in 1846? I don't know about. But girl, yeah, he hijacked the reading. I was just so pissed because he kept coming back. And he's like, I've been through hard times. I was like, I don't give a shit. Like, okay, it's one thing if I had a dad problem. I didn't have a father problem. I had a stepdad who had been here since I was 1 year old. So I had a father, like I had an actual father. I had a grandfather who was there from the beginning. So I didn't have a daddy's issue. I guess I'm one of the rare women who didn't have a daddy's issue. 1846, declared war on Mexico. Oh, oh wow! I'm getting chills from that because that's when they stole Texas and New Mexico, right? Like pretty much the Southwest. Oh my God, 1846, Mexican American War. Oh, chills, 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 chills. Oh my God, so many chills. Okay. Why did DT mess? Why did DT contest? Oh, but I already told you, Suze. I thought I mentioned it. The difference between it was simply mail-ins. That's why they attacked him. That's why they're under attack. It was literally mail-ins. And the other thing that worked against him was that he got sick with COVID. Like right before. So all the lies and shit he was saying scared the F out of the people who don't think. Yes. Girl, scared the F out of him. Because you could see his fear. It was palpable. And then like he couldn't breathe, and you could see that. And people were actually reporting on it at the time. But it was the mail-ins. Mail-ins were at the highest they had ever been, and they had to be counted and all that kind of stuff. And so if you notice, all the laws and bills since 2020 have been attacking mail-in. That's why they're doing the save. That's why they're doing that's why the post office is effing up, where your thing is not, it doesn't matter when you sent it, it matters when it was received. Like, it's crazy. Oh, you can't get in it with people. Be like, listen, when I say I told you so, you owe me dinner. That's it. Just leave it at that. Like I don't have time to argue with people. When I'm proven correct, because I will be, you owe me dinner. Or you owe me something. You owe me a pedicure. You owe me something. It'll be small, but you'll still owe me. Yeah, that's exactly it. It was the mail-ins. And so the mail-ins have been attacked ever since. And so it just, okay. I'm doing a video right now. Oh, I posted it already on Hawk, the guy white liberals love for some reason. I hate him. I hate him, not with a passion, but just the idea of him, because he is the epitome of white male privilege. The epitome. He denies women. He denies anything. Um, Oh my God. Sorry, my glasses are wet. Okay. Yes, that's exactly why he's trying to stop mail-ins. But Hawk is exactly that. Like, he's exactly a hawk. He's exactly a predator. Like, preys on small people, preys on vulnerable people, preys on gullible people, and they just keep platforming him because people have this BDSM sadistic need to be belittled by people on the internet. It's wild. It's crazy. Girl, those Kentucky numbers. I haven't had a chance to go to Rosie. I try to finish Libby first, and then I go to Rosie. Um, like Rosie's quite quirky, so I always have to skip the first part. Her little ditty coming in, I don't like it. I'm a sound person, so I don't like it. Yeah, he's typical white male behavior. And the thing is, he's actually little on the totem pole of white people. You can feel it because there's this while there's this bravado, because he's always, and then he's getting a stupid mullet, so he's like, so there's this bravado, but there's a very little person there, and it's really interesting because, like, if you watch the video, you'll have it where he's next to Tim Miller, where I found the post where he talked about Blue MAGA, and you see him, and he's so little, not just in stature, but in aura compared to Tim. Now, Tim, I don't care for him either because he's a bully. He's like, oh, that's stupid. So he's the bully of the playground. And it was like, Hawk is like me, please like me. Um, and then he's grown in confidence over the last year since that. And so now, like, I watched him talk about Ashley. He's like, people, you can have confirmation bias. I'm like, you can too. And you do. You're like, but their initial talk is, do you want to be like the crazies? Do you want to be like the low IQ? I'm like, it's the fact that we have big IQs. It's the fact that we have intuition and spirit that are making us go, something ain't right. And then I caught Hawk in being wrong because he goes, because Ashley's talking about the star thing, and people, I guess, brought up the fact that um, orangutan got all 7 swingers, right? And so he's like, JB got all JB got all 7 swingers in 2020. JB got all swingers in 2020. And I was like, no, he didn't. I never heard of him getting it. And so then I go and I look it up. He got 6. 6. Not all 7, Hawk. Hold on. Let me show you. Let me show you. Oh my God. If I keep talking about this, then I can't end this one. I'm going to have to end this one. Hold on. Let me. Because I'm like, how you going to lie, Craig? How you going to lie? JB got all. No, the F he didn't. Look. Who is that? That's one of them Carolinas. What is it? Probably North Carolina. Yeah, see? North Carolina. No, he didn't. He didn't get all 7. He won the most at that time, but he didn't get all 7. JB got all 7. I was like, shut the F up, dummy. Hey, what's up, Sylvia? Sylvie. Um, I was like, what, child? You stupid. Ah, it was hilarious. It was just hilarious. JB got all 7. No, he didn't, dummy. And matter of fact, I need to go back. I need to go back. This is on Facebook because I don't have them on other things. I need to go back and be like, no, he didn't, and post the picture. JB got all 7. You're wrong. If I could have found the oh, I forgot what the words were because I was looking up "you're wrong," and it's so interesting because I found like this the guy who looks like Tim Miller, the other Miller guy. I mean, the other Tim guy, the one from the Boots, not Petty Boots, Rockin' Horror Show? No. Oh my God, he plays the butler in Clue, the other Tim. Um, so it's so funny. So I put it on the clip that I put of Hawk and Tim. I put that little gif of Tim. I don't even know who Honey Badger is, so I'm good. But the Purple Revolution thing was so stupid. It's like we're just supposed to go, oh, you're changed now because you're farms. Yay, come in. It's like, no, do the work. And I think that's what's really good. Like, listen, I'm not on Ashley's bandwagon. I am still watching her from a distance. But that said, you can see she's putting in the work. First of all, because she's putting herself in danger. Like, there is real danger here. And she's doing it in her style and personality. People are like, oh my God, she's gossiping and blah, blah, blah. It's like, yes, that's who she is. She's a messy little 20-something-year-old. She is that chick, the chick you wish you were, because a lot of people, like, she's a cool girl now, I guess. But a lot of people would be like that because she definitely has this influencing thing down. Because I've been watching her, I pay attention to social media styles and strategies. And so I've been watching her strategy and I'm like, this is a really good strategy. She deserves to be paid. The girl's in school, she's in law school, she needs to make money. She deserves to be paid by these social media platforms that are getting our attention. It's like, yeah, you're using it for free, but making content's not free. And the content I make keeps people here so that you're able to sell them. So yeah, you should be paying me. It's like when people get mad that people have commercials or ads during their videos. What the fuck are you mad about? You get to watch this for free. They deserve to be paid for their time. When people are like, I'm sorry, I can't stop the ad. Why should you stop the ad? You just spent your energy, your intuition, and your time putting this together. If it was so easy, other people would be doing it. Right? Right. Okay. So you deserve to be financially, energetically compensated for the spiritual and energetic thing you put out. Girl is doing the work, Sean, like for real. She's doing the work. She's read W.E.B. Du Bois. She's reading. She said, listen to Black people. Like, why would you have not listened to them? I am sorry that I didn't listen to them. First of all, that's wild as F to me because I mean, it's easy to say that, but she gets no brownie points from Black people. We are the least forgiving of everybody. We really are. Like, you keep harming us to the point where, and it's interesting, Susie, you shared the Carl Jung thing about where people will be abused until they're no longer like empathetic people, spiritual people. He didn't really say spiritual, but people with empathy tend to be spiritual. That's just the way it works. So empathetic people are like, I'm a pour and pour and pour because I see your soul, I see your spirit, I see beyond the front you're putting on. But at some point, my soul says, okay, conservation time. I'm going to cut that off. And now I'm going to be stronger. Listen, Susie, like when I learned about the policing of whiteness from my friend who has never had a problem, who has never, ever made me go, girl, there's something about you. She's a white presenting indigenous person. Like, I think it's like her grandparents who are indigenous or something. So she's white presenting. And, um, and so she's very aware of that to the point where she doesn't feel like she fully gets to participate in her indigenous culture. I'm like, girl, yes, you do. Go for it. Like, you get to participate. Um, she has soul, she has spirit. They have naturally curly hair. So she's one of the wild women I'm talking about. Her daughter, especially, is like amazing. And because she went out to a no ICE protest, she came home to her white presenting Jewish boyfriend, longtime partner, receiving a message from somebody who tracks her and was like, get your woman. What? It's crazy. It's crazy. And that opened my eyes to it. And I'm like, wow. It's almost like how Black women are policed by Black men. Because if a Black woman goes into an interracial relationship, it's like, you have to preserve the Black people, sister. It's like, yeah, but you're out here fucking a white woman, you know? And it's like, why don't you have to preserve? Like, why can't I just get to be in love, you know? But you have to keep pure. You have to keep us around. Why? So I can raise a son who then goes and be with a white woman? Like, can't we just fall in love? Can't we just be in love? So black people are policed also, but white women, mostly. Whiteness is policed. Yes. That's why these men are in line. It's a mob culture. But white women are greatly policed. That's why we can't have abortion. It's not because, now mind you, abortion's a personal choice. It is. Um, it's body autonomy. I don't understand how a fetus that's a parasite until it can live on its own, but even still, it's still a parasite until it goes through the pain of breakthrough of birth. Um, it still drains, like my teeth got up because of my pregnancy. I lost control over, like muscle control over my wrist because of my pregnancy. Like my son had to close my bra for me because I couldn't do it, you know? I'm very surprised, Sunny, that they haven't taken down her videos. I've been saving some of them. But yeah, well, and that's because white women have joined into the policing of other white women, just like black women have joined into the policing of black women. It's just this like that's what I'm saying. They're twins, but like patriarchy and racism are twins. It's just there's some mobility within patriarchy that there isn't within racism. But yeah, I've been downloading her videos, and I share clips of them so that it's posterity. But you know, they have no problem taking me down. So, but anyway, I don't know where we are. I lost track. I think we should go ahead and end this so we can create a video of just reading, because we are an hour and 15 minutes in. All right, y'all. So we're gonna switch to a brand new video, that is going to be just reading. See y'all in a bit. Okay, bye.